Hey guys, welcome to another video here. Today we're doing another deck building demo. The last one went pretty well. Built a pretty cool and interesting deck. And I needed to get some more wildcards, so I figured why not do another one. So if you haven't watched the last one, basically what this is we're going to open 5 packs. I'm going to keep track of the rares and or the mythics, and maybe keep track of some of the interesting uncommons. Most likely not. And then at the end, I'll decide which of these cards to build around, and we'll build a deck and take that into the ranked ladder. Yeah, last time we built around Zerda and used that as our companion, so trying this time not to do that. Also, last time we opened a bunch of lands, so our decision wasn't really interesting, but anyways, let's go ahead and open up these packs. Alright, our first rare is Mythos of Broxos. Interesting. Okay. Keeping track of that. We got Voracious Great Shark, that's a cool one. Great Shark. Okay. Yadaro, which is a cool one. Okay. That card, I think as soon as I realized that it kept track of how many times it was cycled in the game, was very impressive to me. Titan's Nest. People thought this card was going to be crazy, and it hasn't turned out to be, but maybe we can break it, or use it well. And then Gigantha. Alright, so out of all of these, Yadaro and Great Shark are the ones that I kind of just like to build around. Could build around Mythos, but I might want to build around Giant's Nest. Let me read Giant's Nest here. So look at the top card library, put that card into your graveyard. Exile a card from your graveyard, spends only to cast a colored spell without X in its cost. So, okay. So this would be for like some kind of Sultai value deck, or Sultai deck that wants to be casting stuff, but not X spells. Doesn't seem very interesting. Could try and build something with Gigantha, but this can't be spent to pay generic mana costs. So yeah. Has more than 1 mana. Yeah, I mean, I find this card very underwhelming. I'm gonna go ahead and build around the Voracious Great Shark and Yadaro, which we have 2 of in our deck. I'm gonna just go ahead and jam both of those in here. And Voracious Great Shark. Let's put Shark. Kind of want to do the thing with the mythic. I don't think we have the mythic card. I'm gonna start with this. About the red enchantment. Let me try and find it. Let me look up Cycle. I guess I don't have that card. Yeah. Could do Escape Protocol. This is a combo that I kind of wanted to do with Voracious Great Shark for a while. So, might actually do that. Maybe do something like this. That'd be kind of interesting. Okay, I like that. Also, this works well with Yadaro, because you just have a cycler that can be in your deck a lot. So, let me put this in my deck. Shark Typhoon, Granite Stinger. Look up these cards of cycling. Omniscene might be a cool card to do. Turn, you may play that card. Definitely want Neutralize in here. I think this is going to end up being kind of like a controlling deck. But, could just do like Jeskai cycling and have some kind of ETB with it. Escape Protocol is just artifact or creature, right? Could do something cool with this. And like play like Tyrannus Stingers and like Ominous Seas for my graveyard. But I don't know how good that seems. I guess we want these. Well, I think I just want enter. Let me just look at enters. Also, might look at white cards because white seems to have a little bit of cycling cards. Yeah, so none of these seem great at the moment. That's just for auras. Damage that would reduce. No, that's not great. Could do something with Vadrock, but all these options seem kind of meh. Could do stuff with Fibblethib, some value stuff there. Ooh, could do stuff with Illyrios, make a bunch of 3/2s. So there are things that we could do here to get us some value. This is interesting, but this is also when it enters draw a card. That's kind of meh. Let's see if there are any good red cards that have some kind of interesting ETB. I don't think so. Yeah. Could do so. We could do stuff that could be our thing as elite guild mage. I'll put one in there for now, just to see. Crackling Drake doesn't seem incredibly enticing. Yeah, none of these cards. So let me see if there's cards that uncommons that or commons that I don't have that might be good here. Basically, my challenge is to try and not craft any rares or mythics in these challenges. Let me put that guy in there. What is that? It's return a permanent to your owner's hand. That doesn't seem too valuable, at least not with the stuff that we have going on. Oh, I forgot also about colorless artifacts, like the ETBs. But yeah, none of those matter. Not doing anything with that guy. Not very good. Yeah, none of these seem great, and there's no red card that we're missing. Not even a Boros card. Let's see. Farfinder is not what we're looking for. Could do stuff with Meteor Golem, but that seems very bad. Could try. This just destroys anything, or is it just a non-land permanent? You know what? That doesn't seem terrible. Because if we ever get that on the battlefield, that's kind of interesting, actually. Or like something like this that has a mass. Just like make a bunch of make things huge. Make some huge stuff. It's all pretty medium. Feels bad, man. I was really trying to make this work. Really wanted to make this work. Oh, that's kind of interesting with... Oh, no, that doesn't work with... why does it just say artifact or creature? Should be more, more stuff. Like, not Planeswalker, but enchantments would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, so... And none of these mask guys are too enticing. Like, this one's pretty bad. Yeah, that's not great. This might be good enough. None of these are great. Yeah, this might be good enough. I think I'm also going to want to do stuff with this. Yeah. Or I might just have a lead guard, but you know what? Let's just make it a lead guard mage because these guys are really bad, and so is this guy. So we're gonna try and end up just guy, which means also our cyclers. Let me go back here and see if there were any few white creatures that. Oops, not glass casket. I don't think there is. There's really nothing that enticing, unfortunately. Yeah. Very sad. Like, even Foreboding Spirit isn't great. Nothing. Straight up nothing. I guess that's kind of interesting, because if you do that with Ominous Sea, but yeah, not really what we want. Or like Shark Type. Oh, wait. That's kind of interesting. Because with this, with Shark Typhoon, and also with Escape Protocol, I kind of like that. I'm not going to jam 4. I might just put like 2 in there. But that's kind of interesting. Do we even need Yadaro? I guess if we want it with the cyclers. Alright, we need to go back to cycling. So let's get Flourishing Fox and Drannith Healer and this guy. So this gives us access to much better cycling cards. As well as probably Gopher Blood. So now I can cut kind of some of the bad cyclers. Could also do Urian. Do I have Urian? I don't think I do. Am I spelling that right? Oh, I'm not, because I would have seen it in my not collected. Am I filtering for... Oh, I'm also filtering for commons on the commons. I did see YOR. There it is. Yeah, I don't own it. Okay. Not gonna craft it right now. I'm gonna try and cut my deck down to a reasonable size. So let's cut, you know what, maybe we cut the neutralizes, because this is not looking like that kind of deck. I love Neutralize so much, it's like one of my favorite cards, but yeah, I guess we're not doing it. I guess like Voracious Great Shark is like our counter spell of choice. Might not want 4 Ominous Seas. I just go down to 3. Hey, we don't run this guy. Let's look at our curve here. I guess our curve is like kind of weird because we have all those. Yeah, let's not run also 4 escape protocols, but I like this number as well as that. Maybe cutting down on the lead guard mage, cutting the guard mage, and let's see, how many lands is this? This is 24. Might just cut all the 1 mana cyclers, or the rest of these weird 1 mana cyclers. Maybe I'll cut Hilarious. Because I want at least, I want a few of these. Maybe don't run these Ominous Seas. No, I think they're too good with you cut an escape protocol. It's really hard to make this work because there's just so much stuff. Let's cut these Boon of the Wishgivers because I don't think we're going to be trying to cast them often. We could also cut these 2 of the Valiant Rescuers. Maybe we'll cut all the Valiant Rescuers and just run Flourishing Fox. But it's pretty nice. Then I might cut 2 more Frostveil Ambushes. Just run like this. We don't have a ton of 1 mana cyphers. We have like mostly just these guys. Alright, I'm not sure how great this is. This might just be bad. Like, this card, Illyrios, might just be bad, and it might just be better to just run a few escape protocols. But I like the idea of, like, cycling, being able to cycle Ominous Seas early and then get them back. And also having life gain seems really nice. Funnily enough, there's no room for the cycle card. I feel like that's wrong. Zenith Flare. But I think it's too bad with everything else. Could cut the Gopher Bloods. How many cards do we have for cycling? 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 11, 15, 19, 21, 24, 26. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it out for now. I guess I could cut the 2. You know what? Let's do that. Let's cut 2 of those guys for these and see how that goes. And if the Zenith players end up being bad, we'll just cut them. Let me start putting my lands in here. Oops. Alright. Let's go ahead and get ourselves place it at that. Place it at that. Where's our Sacred Foundry? And our Raglan Triome. Let's see. That looks pretty good here, and actually our spread's pretty even, and our land count is pretty even. Do I even want to run anything else? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm good just keeping it clean like that, and having some basics. I'm not sure if I want to cut one card. I guess since I have so much cycling, I don't need to worry about my land count. We want to hit our lands for Shark Typhoons and stuff like that, but besides that, I think we're good. Alright, just gonna craft this 1 Ominous Sea. That's all we needed. And let's try this. I'm excited to try out Escape Protocol, with these cards. But besides that, it kind of just seems like a Yadaro, Shark Typhoon are just going, and these 3 are just going to be a little bit more powerful cards than the normal cycling cards, but we'll see. I'm nervous now. I'm nervous how this is gonna go. Oh, I didn't name the deck. We'll name it, Escape Cycling, because of Escape Protocol. So this deck ended up being a little bit more based around Escape Protocol than Voracious Great Shark or Yodaro, but that's just because I like the idea of using Voracious Great Shark with Escape Protocol. I think that combo is pretty cool. I did that successfully in draft, and that was really cool. So, yeah. Alright. First round, our guy's playing Obosh. Big and scary. Big and scary Obosh. Oops. So this is most likely, one of the odd decks that has been in the format. Our hand's kind of interesting here. Not gonna get big Shark Typhoons here, but I think it's actually fine. And just playing Stinger on turn 2 and just playing these on turn 3, or maybe using Gopher Blood somewhere in the mix there. And cycling will hopefully let us hit our other spells Fervages. So this looks like the mono-red version of the deck. Alright, there's our escape protocol. That's kind of cool. We'll see how well that performs. Doesn't look like it's going to do too much in this matchup, but what can you do? You know what would be great here, actually, would be Illyrios. That would be, like, a great card to draw. Okay. Not sure what he's playing here. I might play a light up the stage. Okay, no. Interesting, so we drew Ominous Sea here, but I think I'm still just going to play Drainastinger and try and play it as a blocker. I don't anticipate it's going to do very well as a blocker. It also will most likely just die here to some form of removal like a shock. I sense that coming. They can't play something like Rimrock Knight. I can block, I think, just fine, but I sense Anax is actually fine. That I'm okay with, because we can put that in front of the Fervent Champion. And take one, we don't get to get rid of a creature in reality, but it's fine. Alright. So here, I think I could play Ominous Sea and try and hit my 8/8s. That's a lot to do. Might still do that, just to try and go for it. Because then next turn we can start making 2/2 Shark Typhoons, which would be better than 1/1 Shark Typhoons, because they get to block and live through these guys. But I'm very nervous about a potential Anax here in the next few turns. Even if they play one of the 3-mana card, Phoenix of Ashes, also really not what we like to see. That's got me pretty concerned. I guess we have Shark Typhoons for that, now that I think about it. Alright, just go ahead and block the Satyr here. Taking a lot of damage here. These don't have flying, right? Yeah, they are just dudes on the ground. So... oh, we actually get that guy. So that could kind of go pretty well with our Shark. Actually, that'll gain us a ton of life, actually, too. That's really interesting. I'm just gonna pass here, hoping that they don't play Obosh here, but... Tin Street Dodger, okay. Alright, we're gonna cycle our Shark Typhoon here. Yes, they can activate their Castle Embrith. So there's two ways I can manage this. I could try and block the Phoenix. I could block the Phoenix and like the Tin Street Dodger. Oh no, then I would die. I think I have to block the Anax here, unfortunately. And I think I have to play this. Yeah. I think I die next turn regardless, unfortunately, because I play this. This was a great showing, though, for the Storyteller here, because we get to put Shark Typhoon on top of our deck and gain 8 life, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough to get us past. Yeah, because they just attack us with everything. Yeah, and we block one of these, but we take 4, 8, yeah, we take way too much damage, unfortunately. Yeah, 1 life there mattered, and we blocked every single opportunity we got, but it was pretty close. But still, that was a good showing from the Storyteller, gaining us 8 life, and if we were able to turn the corner, or to survive that turn, I think that we were fine, because you actually get to cycle the Shark Typhoon you put Escape Protocol on the battlefield, cycle Shark Typhoon, and then use it to blink Storyteller again, put Shark Typhoon on top of your deck and gain a bunch of life. This does not look like a good hand, unfortunately. We get all of our cards, our quintessential cards here, or some of them, like our Yadaro, but this just doesn't do anything. Alright, well, this just looks like Jeskai cycling, but that's kind of good. Let's put Island, since we don't need double blue for a lot of stuff, except for Voracious Great Shark. Yeah. I guess we don't need red for a lot of stuff. Probably should have just put the mountain. That was a little bit of a misplay. But that's okay. It most likely won't be a huge deal. Alright, gonna play the Valiant Rescuer here after seeing Temple of Plenty. That likely means that it's not a very aggressive deck. And also likely a deck that's not gonna have a lot of removal. Paradise Druid, interesting. Alright. I want to cycle the Draenith Healer here first. Let's do that. Gives us Yadaro. I'm going to play the Steam Vents here and probably just pass. And probably just cycle Yadaro on the end step. So let's see, there's some form of Naya here. It's a color combination, excuse me, that I don't see often. They're clearly some type of ramp or a deck that likes to have lots of mana. Interesting. This looks like a mutate deck then. No, but it has protection. Does protection from mutate? It says can't be targeted. Yeah, wait. So it doesn't. Can you mutate onto? Yeah, you can't mutate onto a Stonecoil Serpent if it is a multicolored spell. Like you could use like Snapdax on it or something like that. Oy, lots of Triomes. I don't know if we're going to be playing them. I might play one. Yeah, let me play one. Honestly, I might just cycle this. I should have done that in a different order, but it's fine. I'm just going to pass cycle during their turn. You know, bluff like I have Mystical Dispute or something like that. Winota. Winota deck with Stonecoil Serpent? That seems kind of weird. Sure. Interesting. Wow, that feels bad. Okay. Fun. And the game's ruined. Probably just gonna block there and take the rest. Yeah, Winota is kind of a crazy card when you look at it. Well, I think we're dead. We don't have a good way to remove it. We can cycle, see if we find something. Draenith Healer. That's not very helpful. Yep. Why? I'm just confused why they're playing this card. But yeah, we're losing this one too. What could I do to make this better? I really tried to make it so that Yadaro and Great Shark were both featured in the deck. And I was also not trying to do, like, there's a version of Jeskai Control that runs Voracious Great Shark and Yadaro, and I was trying not to just, like, oh, let me just, like, shove those in there and call it. But that is a thing that the deck does, unfortunately, that I could do after. Yeah, if we lose the next round, I'll probably just end up doing that. Sure. Okay. I guess they don't want that. Oh, I guess they don't want a human. They want to trigger their Winota more. Yep. back. Let's see what they get. They get one trigger. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh. Drawn plenty of lands. Ay, ay. Alright, well we can survive by blocking here and here. And not sure what we're doing after that though. Oh, do they have some kind of combat trick? Okay, that's fine. Draineth Healer. Not gonna get us out of here. We'll cycle it, hit another land, and cycle this, and we will concede. So kind of a case of drawing too many lands there. Yeah, not great. We'll play one more with this version of the deck, and if it doesn't pan out well, then I will just show you what a Yadaro Voracious Great Shark deck looks like. This looks good. Yeah, this looks nice, because we get to play Flourishing Fox turn 1, Valiant Rescuer turn 2, and if we draw the land, we actually get to... we get another Valiant Protector. Okay, so this looks like some kind of green stompy deck. Hey, no blocks for me. Yep. Okay. So I think I want to cycle Flourishing Fox here. Okay, Catcher Triumph's good. And then I think I'm just gonna pass and cycle the Go for Blood. I guess I could offer the trade here. And if they take it... Yeah, they don't take it, obviously. Need to draw a Cycler, which we have plenty of in our deck. Okay. Give another... Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to cycle this. Kind of risky since we don't have a lot of interaction in our deck. But I'd rather not take a ton of damage. I might just... Well, we drew another Go for Blood. I might just block here and take 2. Just to save more damage in the long run. Okay. Kind of want to cycle the Draina Stinger here. Okay. So I'm definitely casting Go for Blood on something. Question is what? Is it this guy? Yeah, it might just be that guy. Yeah. This fights that. Punch. And then we'll just pass. I don't think I want to offer up the trade with Flourishing Fox. And right now his Pelt Collectors are kind of awkward. He needs to play a larger creature in order to get another counter on them. Okay, that's fine. Interesting. Could do that. Could be a +3/+3 coming. In which case I can double block the Stone Coil's Serpent. This is if its power is greater than it. So like... These become 3/3s. I guess it's better to put these in front of these so that if he has a buff spell, only one of them gets buffed. Yeah. Oh, there's a... +4/+4. Jesus! I didn't even realize that that was a card that actually existed. Jesus. Alright, well, cycling Shark Typhoon here for 1. That's kind of rough. And we don't have lands. What happened to all our lands from last time? Oh, yeah. Alright, well, if we draw a land, we can gain a ton of life with Storyteller, which is kind of interesting. And then we can use Escape Protocol to blink it, although we don't have another enchantment in our graveyard. But, yeah, drawing a land here would be the next turn, would be the best that we could do. Alright, I'm not going to play around a combat trick this time. I kind of just need to trade with his stuff. If he wants to make it so his creatures don't trade, you know, then he's not dealing damage to our face, which is better. He might just be thinking here to kind of be like, oh, I had something, but I'm not using it. But I think in reality he doesn't have anything. Okay, making a 1/1 is pretty inconsequential here. Alright, so we didn't draw lands, but I think I'm just playing another Valiant Protector and cycling a Dranith Healer. Really unfortunate. Land? Alright. Land is good. No attacks here because they have a 1/1. Okay. Okay. Them playing Lovestruck Beast. Oh, they're playing Lovestruck Beast to make their dude bigger. Okay. Interesting. Well, I will offer up the trade. Yep, okay. So now, I think I should just... I could just play my Zenith Flare for 8, but I think I'm going to do the cool play of yeah, getting our Storyteller online. So it means we're not drawing a land next turn, but it's still fine. Sure. I'm going to put both of my dudes in front of that, just because I really can't afford to... First of all, it's got protection still, which is intimidating. The question is, yeah, I think I'm just going to put one dude in front of there. I can't afford to... Does he really have another pump spell? Goodness gracious. Alright. Alright. This is a little bit rough. Because we can't target this. It's got protection from multicolored. And it's got trample. So, I'm going to attack them. This. Might not. Block here. Question is, do they have another? I think I have to. I'm forced to attack. And just Zenith Flare here. And avoiding a pump spell. Yeah. Losing the Storyteller is rough. Okay. So we could play. Yeah, I think I just have to play the Shark Typhoon as a 2/2. I guess I could play this and Escape Protocol, and then next turn play Shark Typhoon as a 3/3, and then I'd have 6 power on board to deal with this. Let's do that. Skip protocol is not doing too much right now, but yeah. And we're just gonna let this go because if he has giant growth, we're losing anyways. Alright, cool. Yeah, I think this deck's lack of interaction is really hurting it. I think it's unlikely to actually get there. You can see our rank go down. Oof. Yeah, I figured it was pretty unlikely that this deck would win since we're so high at that point. Yeah, let me just make the equivalent of my version of the cycling deck that I would do. So you're still having Voracious, Great Shark, and Yadaro. But instead we're running Teferi, and cards like Shadow the Sky, as well as Neutralize, and then cards like Narsets, both Narsets, actually probably just Narset of the way. Yeah, because then you want cards, also Karuga. Do I have Karuga? I don't know if I do. If you can run Karuga, I will. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Show off Karuga. And what it can do, because we're going to run Mystical Disputes as well as, where's my, oh, because I'm doing that. I don't think this runs any colorless cards, so let's not even bother with that. So we got Brazenbauer, Singleton of that, and then we got Mystical Disputes, as well as what else is a run? Where's my boy, my giants? I swear. Where are they? Seriously. Anyone spot them? Oh, there we go. In the bottom left. They're hiding. They're hiding from me. Alright. What else we got? We're gonna run probably Singleton Inspired Ultimatum. Nothing over here seems that crucial. Could run Absorb, but not really into that. Dream Trawler. Oh, one of Dream Trawler is always nice. Yep. None of these cards are important. Expansion's not what we want. And I don't... Oh, Deafening Clarion also must. And then I think we're just left with, yeah, the Ultimatum, one of, anything else I'm missing. I might just run Foreshadow the Skies, make sure we have lots of interaction. Could run a second Dream Trawler. Oh, I forgot about the most important one, Elspeth Conquers Death. So let's cut a Dream Trawler, actually, as well as Shadow the Sky. And that is the... do we want Brazenbar? Yeah, because it's another 2-mana interaction spell, like Bone Crusher. Alright, then let's just put our lands in here real quick once again. castle. I want also a other castle. Steam vents, Howling Fountain, Sacred Foundry, Triumph. Do I want? I think I want a temple and a Temple of Enlightenment, and then I think we're fine. Let's check the numbers. Yeah, that seems about right. I guess maybe you don't run another of these, or run a second. That seems wrong. Wait, why is it like that? Oh, I don't want to run any mountains. No mountains. Right? Oh, maybe some mountains. No, no mountains. Do I run mountains? No. Just run those and like a Temple of Triumph. That seems good. And we have plenty of land types for this. Alright. We have satisfied our Karuga. Yeah, let's just call this Karuga Sharks. Oh, I didn't put in. I'm just very silly. Being very silly. Let's not run Brazen Borrowers, and let's instead run Shark Typhoon. Gotta run the Sharks. Maybe we'll cut a Mystical Dispute as well as a Deafening Clarion. There we go. Alright. I like that. Totally forgot about Shark Typhoon. How can I forget about Shark Typhoon? Alright. Let's try this out. This I think will be a lot better, but I'm only going to run, or I'm only going to play like 1 or 2 games maybe, probably just 1, just because this is not a new deck that I've played. I've played this deck all the time on stream. And it's also not that interesting. I was trying to do something more unique. Alright, this hand just looks fantastic. Okay, there's the wash. Now we're going to have the bottom. I think it's just too risky at the moment. Yeah, take some damage. Whisper Squad. That I'm actually going to Bone Crusher instead of the Gunner Bones, but that's more damage because giving them creatures is bad. Okay, Hunted Nightmare. Goodness. Okay. That's scary. Probably just gonna play Bone Crusher. Wow. Yeah, 4/5 metas, wow. I guess here I'm just gonna play this and then bounce their Hunted Nightmare next turn with Fairy. Yeah, they get to get in now. Oh, and they just pass. Yeah, I'm just gonna bounce it.
I'm known for my excellent construction. I have a plan.
Temple of Enlightenment's cool. Don't want another Deafening Clarion. I think we're just passing here. We could play Karuga next turn and draw a few cards here. Please. Please give me a Death Touch counter. Ooh, that was actually very nice. I think I'm just gonna do that.
Goes nothing.
A little bit of a risky life total here, but we have plenty of ways to gain life. Oh goodness, that's not what you want to see. We can actually just tick this up. Kill their dude.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
And play this and attack. We can actually attack, and next turn get to play Clarion to give our dudes lifelink, which anytime you do that, it just feels so good. I guess I should have kept a Mystical Dispute. Alright, well, they conceded there. I'm gonna play another one just because that was so quick and, like, again, not very interesting. Gotta get that content. Alright. Oh, we completed our quest. Cool. Alright. Alright, this hand is fine. It's not great. But if we play against a blue deck, it's good. Yeah, we can always cycle this on 2 if we are desperate, which I don't think we will be. Might not be good because we don't have any proactive plays until our set, but we'll see. Yeah, that might be a reason to run, what's it, maybe Triumph can find us, Bone Crusher, or Teferi. Either of those would be fantastic. Oh, not a green deck. That is not a card that I expected to see on turn 1 from a green deck. Okay, Beanstalk Giant, interesting. Alright, just gonna play this Temple of Triumph. Even though it's a land, and we do like lands, I think I'm going to look for a little bit more action here. Alright, don't play Clover. Really hoping that it's not a Clover. It was a Clover. Alright, well, we're going to play the Steam Vents here and pass, and hold up Mystical Dispute. If they cast this, we're going to counter it. Just going to play our cards to the best that we can. Yep. Yeah, so they get a land. Yep. Could kill that. I'm actually gonna shock here and pass. Because if I want to play Mystical Disputes, then I can. But if I want to play a Shark Typhoon for 2, then I can as well. I think the flexibility is important. Drawing all 3 Narsets is also very awkward. Alright. They're attacking here. I'm not going to make the Shark Typhoon yet. Shark Token yet. Wait until they do something. Okay, that I'm not going to counter. If they try to play the Lovestruck Beast, then I'll counter that. I guess they're drawing a card anyways. I'm playing a losing battle here, but there's kind of nothing I can do at the moment. Deafening Clarion would be like a good way to clear up the board, but wow, Adventurous Impulse. Alright, we don't have a counterspell here, so we kind of just need to do things to counteract our opponent's game plan, and one of those is destroying our opponent's Edgewald and Keeper. Yeah, control decks typically have a very bad time against these kinds of decks, because they just land Lucky Clover on turn 2, and most control decks don't have a way to get it off the board besides Teferi. Yeah. Not sure what we can do here. Could hold up the Shark here. See the Shark in action. Which I think we're going to do. Since there's not much going on. Okay. Do counter this. I think we do. I don't know what they could play next turn. I guess if they play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess if I play the 7/7, that's worse. So I guess we'll go to 11. And if they play a land, play the Beanstalk Giant, we'll counter it. Gonna let these hit us. Oh, actually, the Lucky Clover is a bigger counter target in my opinion. I forgot that this isn't just counter target spell, it's creature or artifact, which is ironic, but it worked out. Interesting. Yadaro. Could just play Karuga. Draw a card. Let's see. What are they playing here? They're just playing like Bone Crushers? Goodness. Yeah, we're actually dead if I'm not sure here. I'm just gonna play Karuga. Okay. Oh, there's another Great Shark, but I don't think that's gonna cut it. I'm actually gonna bottom it and just attack them. I think we're dead, no matter what. Yeah, just them getting a turn 2 Lucky Clover is all that mattered, and they just instantly win. They just provide so much value. Yeah, they get the Bone Crusher. Oh, they don't have the red mana. I guess they copy it twice, so they deal 4. Oh, and then they just bounce. Bounce my board with Brazen Borrower. Yep, gonna block. And I don't think there's any way to get lethal here, so just kind of have to until your next turn. Wait, they don't get to play those cards, right? I'm just gonna play this and tick it up and hope that I live. Because I'm not sure what else I can do. Oh. Wait. But then their thing doesn't resolve.
Honor the past by bringing its traditions into the future. Let me help you practice.
I'm just gonna pass here, yeah. That was kind of weird. Okay. And they can cast all of those guys. If they hit a Bone Crusher Giant, they win. Really? Well, that sucks. They top deck their 4th Bone Crusher Giant? Something like that, their 3rd. That's just ridiculous. Wow. They do so well. They drew 3 of their Lucky Clovers. Oh my goodness. Alright. Well, that kind of sucked. I'm going to do one more, because this deck should win against non-Teamer Adventure decks. Ay, ay, ay. Not having great luck today. Karuga decks have kind of fallen out of favor, and this might be why. But this hand's good. Oh, also because Yorion just kind of replaces it and gets rid of the downside of not being able to run cheap cards. It's kind of a card that's just as powerful, but without the requirements. So depending on the land card that they get here. So actually, I'm just going to play my Steam Vents and pass, since it's likely that this Mystical Dispute will have a target. Interesting. This is likely. I'm gonna play this pass and consider cycling Shark Typhoon. Spiral. I'll let that resolve. Yeah, this looks like Teamer Reclamation. Could be Teamer. Nah, yeah, it's just Teamer Reclamation if they're running Growth Spiral. It's gonna say like Teamer Elementals or like a Teamer Control, but yeah, it's just Teamer Reclamation. Uro. I'm actually gonna let that resolve because now I get to play Teferi. If I can find. Oh, I gotta find an untapped land. I should have played this. But I'm gonna play this for one. A Shark Typhoon land. Ay. Yeah, just gonna keep things rolling here. I'm gonna bottom the Mystical Dispute because we really need land. Alright, gonna attack here. They don't have enough cards for Uro yet, so not gonna do anything. Not sure what I want to do with this Bone Crusher. Might just cast it instead of the Shark Typhoon. Wait, they're casting Shark Typhoon? Yeah, I'll Mystical Dispute that. And we'll stomp them. Let's Teferi. Tick up. And attack them. Considered taking down, but it's not right. They could try and play Uro. If they play Uro, we can just bounce it with Teferi. I actually don't really care about that. I'm actually very fine with them doing that. That actually gives us a target to use our Teferi on. And it looks like that's what they're doing. They get to draw a card and gain a life, but that's nothing. Yeah. I could counter it, but I'm not sure if that's correct. In fact, it seems very incorrect. I guess it makes it so that there's only 4 cards in their deck. But no, that just seems wrong. When I can just bounce it with Teferi. Then it gets back into their hand where they can recast it. Yeah, since they have exactly, like, precisely no cards in their deck, or in their graveyard, I'm gonna do this. If they had played this untapped, it would have made that whole thing irrelevant, but that's kind of funny. Alright. Now let's just attack with our dude. Let's bounce nothing, draw a card, and try and hit a land.
Don't worry,
Alright,
I got
land is nice. Voracious Great Shark. I actually kind of want to keep that, because that will allow us to counter Uro if it ever comes back down. And we're just going to leave up Shark Typhoon. Cycling. Shh. Sure. That's very interesting. Can they cast a non-creature spell? Yeah, that's kind of weird that they're doing that. But okay. Let's just attack.
Might be a bad idea.
And Bass, yeah. If they play an Uro here, we will definitely use our Great Shark. Might just use it now. Might just cast our Great Shark now to have a 5/4. It's kind of the advantage of it. It's like, yes, if this card doesn't counter the card you want it to, it's still a 5/4. Like, explosion. Targeting who? Okay, targeting Teferi. And then getting a big creature. Since, yeah. Alright. I think I'm gonna cast the Voracious Great Shark here now. But yeah, and then they just get a big dude.
It's only a matter of time.
Notably, this is only 7 mana. That's kind of unfortunate. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I guess if I draw into a land, I can discard Yadaro and Bone Crusher. I think that's worth it. They could Mystical Dispute here, and that would change. Because, yeah, I want to do this before to make sure that we have...
That which seals mystery is meditated.
That's unfortunate. Well, I guess we'll just do this. And attack with all of these. And encourage them to at least block the... Okay, well that's rough. That means something's dying, or we're dying, or all of our creatures. Not really sure. I guess they cast a bunch of spells. They make a bunch of stuff. Yay. Yeah, the Great Sharks would probably just be like another more neutralizes or something like that. How many cards they got in their graveyard? Nothing. Or, not a lot. I'm just confused what they could have here. They don't have like a counter spell because I feel like they would have just countered Narset. Or at least tried to counter it. Sure. They get lots of dudes. So if they have one more spell, they can block all of our dudes, which would be irritating. Yeah, here they play like a Growth Spiral. Oh, Uro doesn't do it. Oh, Uro gains some life, actually, so that's pretty nice. Yeah. Ay. Although, we get to do stuff with Narset, actually. And actually... Yeah, wait a sec. We can... minus Narset. And
With the cunning mind of the dragon.
Do the same thing with Shark Typhoon on their shark. Could have done it on the 8-8, but yeah, I think I'm just alphaing here. See what I'm drawing. Land is not what I want. Let me cast Bone Crusher Giant. I'd probably just pass. Holding up Stomp or Mystical Dispute. I can't imagine Mystical Dispute actually does what I want it to. But let's see. Sure. Cycling the Triome is interesting. Especially doing that now. Yeah, I think in this version of Team of Reclamation, it's never really correct to cast Shark Typhoon. Yes, you get a 1/1. Yeah. So if they cast Uro here, we can still Mystical Dispute. Opponents clawing their way back. They're at 3 life, but they're trying to claw back. Yeah, it looks like that's what they're doing. Definitely gonna Mystical Dispute that. Looks like they're Mystical Disputing back. They get a 3/3. Disgusting. Ay, ay, ay. What do we do? What do we do? Could try and draw into a Shadow of the Sky. There's 3 of those in our deck. That or like... I guess Karuga draws something. I guess the better play would have been to... Nah, there was no better play. Ooh, that's interesting. Wait a sec. Bone Crusher, stomp, stomp. Stomp that, stomp that. We get in for, and then we attack with everything. No, that doesn't work. How do I win this game? He's attacking for a lot next turn. I guess the way I win the game is... I don't think there is a way. I guess he, like, doesn't block. Yeah, he, like, doesn't block some of them. Yeah. If he lets this one go through or this one go through, I guess I should have left this back. Yeah. He knows what he's doing. Ooh. So I can actually Bone Crusher this. And then Deafening Clarion everything. I'm still at 4 now. I don't think this gets me there. Yeah, I think I'm still dead. Yeah. I think this is why the Karuga decks just aren't good enough. Goodness gracious. Yeah, we're not beating that. Alright. So yeah, Voracious Great Shark doesn't seem to be a card that is relevant anymore, and Yadaro is kind of in the same line. But you kind of can see why, because they're just kind of clunky, and there's more efficient things to do. But I hope this was helpful. Oh, we got all of our quests on today at least. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and there'll be more deck decks coming out in the future, so check those out when they come out. So, until next time.